Do I really think Trains 22 is good? Especially when it's the beta for Trains 22? Knowing that it'll be coming out soon? Well, there's a few things I'd like to discuss about this game and how we really feel about it. Well, personally, me. Let's get into it. And yes, this is a MPI MP36, and it's in Mark livery. So if anyone has any issues about that, you can take it up with me in the comments. But on this channel, you will always hear about American content. Yeah, sometimes in the past we've heard about different engines that didn't involve American stuff, but everything on this channel will involve American content. So, this route is the West Trenton line. It's a custom route and custom made, and I must say it looks really good. And you know, to the person or to the creator who created this route, they deserve the credit, I must say. And even though I put some custom modifications in it, it's fine. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that TRAINZ, they're trying to literally, these guys from Australia are literally trying to take your money and just do whatever the hell they want with it by giving you a game that literally is still the same, you know. But even the fact that we have small little features, the game is still the same. And I mean literally, like, it's literally the same. Like, we got the same type of graphic effects, we got nothing new, nothing new. All we have is Surveyor 2.0, which kind of makes a difference. Now we're going to talk more about that, we're going to get into that. Now I have, as you look at my screen, I have a signal approaching which is not turning green. Now we're going to pass that signal in a few seconds, but now as the reasons as to why the signal is not changing green, because I have the all clear, is because there is a bug in the game. Now that's the first issue. The first thing you'll notice is that the signal has not turned green, and we're going to go signal past that danger, so, which is very hazardous. And you know me, I'm not that kind of guy who would pass a signal at danger, but we're doing this for educational purposes to give you a little review. So, but this game, I can tell you now, hasn't really improved very much, and it still have been the same features, same things, and it's just not gonna change, you know, not at all. Now I'm just gonna say this for the fact, if you truly want to get Trains 22, it's gonna be a tough decision, because after watching this video, you are going to make a decision when this game gets fully released, because we are still in beta mode. There are issues, there are bugs, there are things that are happening in this game that aren't making any sense. Yes, this is an SEPTA ALP44, which currently is sitting at Overbrook Station in real time and rusting away with all the AEM7s there, but we like to re-image it in game. But anyway, Trains 22, let's get down to the real business about the game. What I think about this game, how good is it, how bad is it, the issues, the problems, what I've experienced while playing the beta, and what to come for the official release. So let's get down to that. So building tools have come a long way in trains, and this is the bridge that crosses over between the West Trenton line and going into other stations. But let's check and take a look at Surveyor 2.0 here. So um, what you'll quickly notice about Surveyor 2.0 is the fact that it's just very different. Like, you know, from selecting like independent tools or just trying to maneuver or move an object, it's kind of strange. I mean, it really is. You know, you select independent tools and independent objects. That's something I kind of really like about Surveyor 2.0. I don't really think it's fun, but I do think, you know, it's better than having to select, you know, a bridge that is one whole piece, and when you select it, the whole bridge would move, and you don't want that. So it'd be best to select objects that are single-handedly. So, you know, selecting a tree, for instance, or like, you know, small bushes. That's the only thing I most likely like about Surveyor 2.0 is that you can select different, you know, scenery objects. You won't have to select everything at once, but you can do that. It's just, you know, Surveyor 2.0 is kind of difficult for a lot of people. It's not like it's easy and fun and fluent, you know. And this water that you see here, this river here, this is actually a layer. So it's actually not from the game, actually. And we'll get to that in another part of the video. But Surveyor 2.0, the tools, you know, brush tool, a free select tool. You can select objects as I mentioned, and it makes the whole meaning of creating a route more complex and more sophisticated. It's not, you know, as, you know, easy as you would expect it to be in the custom tools or the classic tools. Now, if you think that you went just from Surveyor 2.0 and you want to go back, so this is one thing I forgot to mention to you guys. If you ever decide to get the beta, you can try it out. If you're unsure about these tools and that you don't like these new Surveyor 2.0 tools and that it sucks, you even have an option here that you can display everything from layers, assets, tools, and just, you know, anything. So you can even display a mini map of the whole route, and it's really simple once you get used to it. But if you don't like these tools in the beta, so if you purchase the beta, I can say that I purchased the $70 version, so it gave me pretty much every DLC. But you can actually go back to your custom tools. You can go back to edit in Surveyor Classic here. So they do give you an option where you can actually go back to Classic, and once you go back, yeah, you just have your basic tools, which makes life a lot more simple and easier. So Surveyor 2.0, I would say, for new beginners is not going to be so simple and easy. So I'd recommend to go back to your classic old Surveyor. But don't worry, the only reason that I use Surveyor 2.0 is for like simple or easy things that I want to use it for, like selecting individual assets, or you know, adding a layer that doesn't consist of the classic, you know, tools. And once you add a water layer on a route, I'll go back into Classic here as an example. I can actually, so I go into my environment tool, and let's say I have a water preview. Let's see. What you can do here is basically I can upgrade this water to an effect layer. So this tool that I'm using, let's change it. Change the water setting. Oh, that looks horrible. So whatever layer I choose, let's kind of give it some color here actually, because the coloring sucks and it just looks weird. Let's give it a bluish kind of teal color here. Excuse me guys, don't mind this. But so the point that I'm trying to make here is that I've done this before. So what I had done was I had changed the color of this water, and I'm going to change this and upgrade this to an effect layer. So once I do this, it's not going to be in here. It'll be on Severa 2.0 in the layer list. So let's try it out and see what happens. So it's running task, and it's going to, this is going to take a while, but I'm going to skip this part, so if you guys don't mind. Oh, it created the layer actually, I think, and it's still running, so we'll skip this part and we'll move on to the next part. So with the P42, people have been complaining that the indicator lights, you know, doesn't look like it's bright enough, and the coaches, they look very awful. They look very dark, and just looking at it, you can definitely tell, like, if you go from a far distance, you'll start to notice and realize that there's some red coloring on the side of the windows. If you don't see or recognize that, if anyone has TRAINZ 22 and play this game, they will recognize and realize of how bad, like, they tried their hardest with these coaches. I mean, I gotta give them credit, you know. I'll give them credit for, like, the indicator lights on the side. That is really nice and detailed. But, like, you see, you're starting to notice those red colors on those windows. Like, what is that? You know, how does that, like, where do those lights even, where does the coloring on those windows come from? And I've heard a lot of bad people comment about how bad they look, and you can see it from a distance. Of how far you go, you can see a redness on the windows, which is crazy. And the west from Denver route, it's not bad. I mean, it looks nice, but there's still some things we need to work on in TRAINZ. There are things we gotta work on in this, you know, beta. We get it, it's a beta. Everything is not going to be perfect on the first try. We understand that. But when trying out to see if we're going to like this game or like the beta and everything else, there are some big questions. What I've heard in the comments were, you know, if people were going to see this game remastered, you know, with better graphics and better improvements. When you go into the interior, you know, you get some buggy or glitchiness and like what, like all these effects up top, and I guess it has something to do with the shading or whatever the case it is. And yeah, it's just called the improvement of TRAINZ 22 and everything else. It's the same P42 from the JR's website, but they just tried to remaster it and try to re-improve it. But see, it's amazing how they can show a P42 on the screen on the game when you finally launch the game, but see, you can't even open the doors on this engine. Where's the realism at in this game? Where is it? Besides all the PBR effects on the ground and everything else, still, it's just not enough. I mean, like, you got some nice coach interiors though, I gotta admit. I've never seen this, but still, that colory, glitchy effects, it's just, you know, there's just something wrong, man. We still need to improve on this stuff and really find a way to get rid of all whatever that is. Now, don't get me wrong. TRAINZ 22, the beta, has really shown a lot though. I still do like the beta. The beta isn't all bad as we expected. I mean, compared to not enough lighting effects or better graphics or anything else, I mean, we still get something out of it. You know, we still get some good content out of the game. I mean, it's not like, for me, I'd say I've gotten plenty of content. I've gotten so much. And it's just, it's been okay, but I'm gonna need more of a drive of 1 terabyte. I'm gonna need more than a terabyte of space in order to, make a trains video like this and really talk about stuff. Because, I mean, there has to be some type of improvement with this game. We can't just sit idly and have Earn Trains like release all this beta and continue to make stuff and then not really understand what the fans really want of a game, of a Trains game. Like, we have to make an understanding. We have to understand and really tell these people, hey, we need American content. It's not just about other countries' content. Yes, we understand we have freight trains, we have other stuff, but come on. We need like better things in this world. Like, we hardly even have a real SC44 engine for this game. Of course, we're gonna need like a license. We're gonna need all this stuff. It's so funny how we can get licenses for other freight trains, but never for passenger rail. I know passenger rail trains are not the priority on the list here. I get that. You don't have to tell me twice. But think about it. Like, we need something besides everyone asking content from other people and, hey, where did you get this and where did you get that? Like, think about it. Like, we gotta step up and really make a difference here. I know they're not gonna hear us because they're way across the map, but you never know. Speaking of such, this is the Northeast Corridor going to Philadelphia. Of course, there's an ACS 64 on the track with 7 coaches, Northeast Regional. This train is heading to Boston. Actually, we might be stopping at New York, actually. But this game does offer quite a few things. I mean, Severity 2.0 is one big major factor, major thing in this game. You gotta admit. What I like about this is obviously the bulk asset tool, but this tool has already been in Trains 19, so it's not really something new. They just kept it. But yeah, like, when I first played this game, like, I had realized on Trains 2019 I had lost all my content. I lost everything. Trying to move this game and all my data files to this game, I completely lost it. I had a nervous breakdown. Even on my Discord, just talking with people, like, I had a completely complete meltdown. I lost everything. These trains, my best routes, my custom routes, I lost everything. I was so sad. I was like, man, I lost it. I lost everything. I didn't know what to do, and I just felt the need to just kind of give up on life. I felt like, you know what, I can't do this anymore because I really lost it. I lost all my work, my hard-earned work that I did. From routes to paints, reskins. Oh, look at that. There's a glitch of water on the ground there. Sucks. But yeah, there are bugs, but I lost everything though, and I felt so bad. I told my friends about it in Discord. I was like, you know what, I just couldn't do this anymore. Like, I can't move on to a new game and not have any content to start with. Remember, I'm from America. I'm not from other countries. I'm not here to disrespect other people from other countries, but I am an American and I like American content, and I respect that. I respect other people's content too. But Trains 22, I just don't really feel like they offered a lot though. There's not a lot of routes that you can actually play in this game. It's majority the same routes that you can play. Now, I know a lot of people would love to watch this all day and watch this train go by and go around curves and, start having ditch lights turn on and everything else, but, it's just, I wish they offered more in Trains, the beta. I know it's a beta. You're going to continue to tell me, hey, it's a beta. They're still working on it in the comments. We understand. We get it. We know it's a beta, but they still could have offered a little bit more, though, as a starter, I do believe I did pay for the game. Well, if I didn't, I would have never gotten to this point of talking about it, but there's still more to show. So Um, but yeah, I do recommend you guys try it out. You know, I recommend you guys try out the beta. Oh, look, we have signals working on this route. Remember, on the West Trenton line, the signals weren't working, and now they're working on this one, which is very strange, I tell you. Very strange. But we're running out of track. But anyways, let's skip down to the point here of why I feel like this game and this beta might have or might still work, actually. Majority, you know me, just like building custom routes, just like building anything I can think of and any opportunity. This is a custom route. It doesn't really have any function. It's not real time, but you know me, just building custom routes and trying to enjoy. Custom tracks too, concrete tracks, as you notice. These tracks are built in, but you know, as you've seen in my previous video, oh, there goes some water here. As I said before, this water is a layer, and that layer I am going to show you right now, actually. Here goes a bridge filled with water, and this water I can't really change. I can't really modify it because there's no function to it, so this water layer, as you see here, is in this layer, in this effect layer. So it's called legacy water right here, and if I turn this off, this water will disappear throughout the whole map. But if I turn it on again, it will reappear itself. So that's what I meant earlier about that editing water effect, where you can take it and then you can actually upgrade it to this layer up here, and it'll be up there until you want to revert or go back. But TRAINZ 22, it's just, you know, it's a fun game. I mean, it's a fun beta to play. It's not like it's all bad. Like, I got some signals here that are working or functional. The only reason why these signals were functional was because of a setting in TRAINZ 22 where you have to enable debug mode in the dev section tab. Once you enable that and you relaunch the game again, these signals will start to function and work out of nowhere, out of the blue. Trust me when I tell you, they will function and work. It's rare that you see signals not functioning in this game, and especially when you have a whole decent nice rail yard of content, I'd say. But other than that, TRAINZ 22, you know, it's only a matter of time before this game becomes a wreck, and they start to update it, they start to modify the game, and everything else, you know, starting out with smaller objects and tools that you can use for this game. Yeah, but I still don't recognize and understand that this game really has improved though, and there's just a lot to the game that really hasn't really been improved so far, and it's crazy. This was supposed to be a Boston module, but it's a failed Boston module because the tracks are separated. There's too much of a mess everywhere, and there's just too much tracks going on. Oh. But the game is not as bad as it looks, so I'm grateful for that. And you know, I'm grateful for the content for the game. I'm grateful for a lot of stuff that's going to be happening in the near future. Also, as you notice, I still got my cams out, cams and locations, just in case, you know, I want to actually check on something or see what the situation is. But you know, it's a start. Got tracks laid out and everything. But I definitely recommend you guys try out the beta though. Even though the game is going to become full, but I do believe that in certain instances that people are not going to buy the full game is because of membership. Aaron Trains, they wanted this classic way of trying to grab and be money go grabbers and trying to grab money off of you and just basically rob you for all you've got for a game that really hasn't really improved yet, even though we're still in beta mode. I've noticed the game crashing a lot, but naturally it doesn't crash when I unpause the game. Yes, these people are alive and active. They're kind of a lot better than the ones that you see and that were already from the game last time in TRAINZ 19. These ones are a whole lot better. Plus you had people at the stations that move around. Let's see. Let's see if I can spot one. Oh, here goes one. You've seen in one of my videos. There's a person always walking on the platform, but the secret behind these people walking on this platform is below. There's a line that they use to walk on. It's just like the original stuff. You would see someone walk on a platform like this, and then all of a sudden they would disappear once they hit a certain point, and it would reset. So as you see another person walking over here, this person's done, the next person was walking. Once he hits a certain point, he'll disappear, and then he'll reappear again. Doesn't look as bad, I gotta admit. It looks really good. It's a start. So, but with Severa 2.0, you don't really have those, you know, those vertex that you see everywhere that just makes it so blocky where you can't even edit track or you can't do anything. I mean, you could really, you know, do editing without having to see a bunch of blocky stuff, as I'm gonna be showing you here. So, so like I was mentioning here, all these vertex you see, it's too much. You can't even see what you're doing. It's just very difficult to understand what you're doing here. Like if you got a big layout, if you have a lot of track, like it's very hard to understand what you're doing. Like it's just very confusing. It's just too much, you know, overwhelming. But Severa 2.0 makes it a lot more simple. You necessarily don't have to look at all that. It just vanishes, and you can edit your track very simple and easy. All you got is your switchers and other things and places. But in all honesty, I've gotten a lot of criticism over these tracks being separated apart, but who cares? They're just their opinions, and we don't really care about people's opinions because some of their opinions can be hurtful, but who cares, really? But anyway, Severa 2.0 is really fun to interact with, to play. You can move some of your equipment, and you know, you can really open stuff. You can take anything off screen. You can edit like certain properties. When you look into your textures, you can, it makes everything a lot more simpler just to look at, besides having just to look at a simple list of stuff. But you can still make it as a list. It doesn't necessarily have to be images. Like, they still, TRAINZ really still has that way of trying to get you to really find things besides having to just have images. And they also kind of give you a preview here to show you what your asset is, what you're looking at. before you actually place it down. And if you happen to close one of these preview openings, that's fine, because you can go right into your window menu and you can open it again, and it'll just pop up right in the same spot as it normally was. And there is a copy and paste tool in this game, as you guys have noticed. Maybe you haven't noticed. Let's see. If I just grabbed a copy, let's say I wanted to copy and paste a bunch of assets. You know, I already have an asset here that's already copied and pasted, and if I wanted to just copy and do that, I can. Trying these tools out in Trains 22 at Washington Union Station was probably the best part. Oh, see, look at this. Exactly what I was mentioning about these glitch. Excuse my language. As we so called the glitch from Trains 22 with the P42s. For some odd reason, the numbers don't really come on properly, and this is one of another bug that they need to fix. And I don't know why. You see a number like this, you don't see no numbers on top of the front, and it's just strange. But as I was saying, coming into Washington Union Station in Trains 22, it doesn't look bad. I mean, I have to agree, it looks really nice. Got some really detailed track and everything else. I kinda gotta say it took me a while to build something like this, but I gotta say I'm pretty impressed with what I made. I mean, of course I can still select any tool I want, I mean, if it's not really a hassle, but you know, you or someone else would understand that of course we're still in beta mode, and there's just, you know, a lot to look for this game. I feel like this game would work out. You know, I feel as though that if they continue to update the game and they continue to do things with it, that this game will turn out great. And there won't really be an issue with it and whatnot. So depending on the situation, if anything. I mean, when you select the train and you want to enjoy everything and mostly out of it, you can. But one thing that kind of bugs me is just, you know, the way, like, you gotta select this little tab in order to open up things. Maybe I could be wrong or I could be right, but there's a lot of stuff in here that could be sophisticated for some players. And I've had a lot of fun playing with the tools, and you know, it's only when you load the game up is when the tools start to act properly and the numbers begin to appear on the engine, which I think is crazy. But I've had fun with the beta, tried it, at least paid about $70 for the beta, and I think the game will definitely work out. In my opinion, I would recommend they would update the game a little more, or at least give us a little tiny patch for a beta, and I think we will be in good shape. So I thank you all for listening in and tuning in to me blabber about Trains 22 and check to see how the game really is. I thank you guys and everyone else, and I'm gonna continue to make more of these videos. Oh, look at this. We gotta fix this. This don't look good. All these other tracks out here look really nice and straight, but this looks like a mess right here. But yeah, like, tell me what you think about Trains 22 and if it's gonna be a blast, you know, when you finally get the release and everything else, and you want to see how the game really is, and you know, So, oh, here goes that guy I was talking to you about. This is the old-fashioned guy from TRAINZ 19 glitching through the platform compared to the ones I showed you in my last part of the video. This guy, he don't look as detailed. I like the other ones a lot better, so. But, yeah. You know, it's really fun to see that they're trying to improve a game, but still, I have to be honest with everyone though. Even though this game is gonna come out, I mean, it is gonna be released official for everyone, people are still gonna, you know, have issues with the game, and it's just, you know, there's still gonna be some bugs, and there's just gonna be some glitches, and maybe some crashings going on, but this game for me has only crashed once, and that was pretty much it. There hasn't really been an issue, so I think the game is really good for me. I mean, depending on your computer's configuration and everything, but I still think that they need to improve though on it in any way possible. So there can be some improvements, and but I still don't think that TRAINZ has actually improved on this game though. I feel like what I was expecting out of it, I was expecting better tools, better performance, and you know, better graphics, like real detail. Like when I saw the P42, I was like, you know what, maybe this might be a chance for TRAINZ to redeem themselves and see how good this engine looks, but I don't know. I mean, it's just what they're trying to do is emulate Dovetail games, and they're trying to emulate, you know, what they make and how their tools are with all this that you see on display and on the screen, which is just crazy. They could have still kept it the same way. People, I believe, in the future, if they are going to get this game, now hear me out on this, I believe that majority of people are not going to buy this game because, not because of how the game looks, but because of price and because of membership. That is the main reason people aren't going to buy this game, because they don't have time to be spending and wasting money on a game like this. TRAINZ has gone a little bit too far with having people go for memberships and having them, you know, put in money every single time for a game that is just isn't worth it. Like, it's not worth having to put in money for something that really isn't gonna, you know, do good for the time and anything else. So I feel like there's gonna be some problems and some issues here, and I feel like they're gonna go downhill. I feel like, because you know, a lot of people are not gonna buy this game. I mean, it's rare that I'm gonna see someone or people actually enjoy this game, but the one factor that's going to affect people from buying this game is membership, because they completely went out of their way and they're going to be sucking you dry out of your money for membership in order to keep content and to keep stuff, which does not make any sense. As a TRAINZ fan that has been playing TRAINZ for such a long time, I would say that this is ridiculous, and it's just very strange of them to come to this point where they need to rob people of money and to take stuff that just there's no reason for, you know, for them to be taking stuff and to just be taking a lot of our money out of a game that, you know, hasn't really changed. This is what a lot of developers do over the years. They make games and then they don't even, it's the same thing. Like, think about Elden Rings, for instance. You know, that game hasn't changed in a long time. Like, it's just it's been the same. Like, when same thing with GTA. Like, it might be GTA 5, but like, who says the next GTA 6 game will be different? It may not be different. People, they're just robbing you out of your money. They're not really doing much, to help the cause. Like, that's how you know that people will get greedy and take advantage of your money and not care about a game anymore because it's just a game. Like, they want your money. That's what they want. They don't want anything else. So I wouldn't be surprised if Urban Trains would have made. We're talking about Trains 22. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a Trains 24 or like another game of this even after this game would be released in the future. That it would just be the same. There wouldn't be no change. Like, we expect new things in new games, but in this instance, it's all the same. So I had to move all my content to this game. It was very difficult, I tell you. It was not easy. It was very, very difficult to move stuff, and it was rough. So I lost, a decent amount of content on Trains 2019. Just losing everything and having to start all over is just the hardest part. And wasn't fun, wasn't fun starting over. It just wasn't. It wasn't fun at all. It was rough. It made me angry. It made me feel like I just didn't want to play this game anymore and I wanted to give up. But I held in there and I'm still playing it, even though majority of people are not gonna buy it, because I already know, and I can already tell that they are not gonna buy it because of membership. But everyone has a choice here, so tell me what you think. If you think it's worth it, or if you don't think it's worth it, what you've seen in this video, what you thought about it. I can even tell you, for instance, like the menus in this game are clinically the same. There's no difference. I can probably say that everything in this game is still the same, except for the one with the car system at the bottom. This is something new that I've seen in this game, and I don't know, the type of car you want to see on the road when you make roads in this game. You got options here, I'd say. Everything else, when it comes to Severa 2.0, like Severa 2.0 it's the only thing here that really makes a difference. And then you also got your classic, but other than that, with the tools, you got new new views for like cameras. You have that. You have a new drone that you can use to move around. It's not as bad as I would expect it to be, but it's something. I'm grateful, and they got some different views and different settings. And when it comes to your session settings, I don't know if anyone noticed this or recognized it, but in Trains 2019 you would still change your settings down here, weather compatibility, all that stuff. You can't do that in this beta. I know it's a beta, and I'm not sure if they're ever gonna have this available when the game fully releases, but you can't edit any of this stuff. You can only change your season. You can go all the way down to December, and everything will begin to change, and you can really change the weather. But other than that, of course you can make it snow, obviously, but you would have to edit the settings though. But other than that, I gotta be honest with you guys. Just gotta be honest, I've heard it from a lot of comments in my community, not just mine, but in the community that I'm in on Facebook, that a lot of people are just not gonna be buying this game anytime soon. a lot of them actually would want to revert back to Trains 19 because you had a lot of options. But since Urban Trains wanted to be crazy and take away Trains Plus and all that stuff for 19 with that new update, uh, what I figure out what they want to do. They literally want to get people to come to this game now because they have no choice, which is very sad of Trains and Urban Trains that they would do that to people. And I feel as though people don't really deserve their stuff being taken away because now the game is unplayable for some people. Not everyone, but you know. So that is what I truthfully think about this game and this beta. But this beta, even if the full game came out, the full game still needs some improvement because there are issues and there are just problems that need to be addressed. Like, whether they fix them or not, fans are still not going to be happy. So, but anyway, I thank you guys for listening in, though, and I'm just giving you the truth and the honesty. Who knows? This game might be a success. Who knows? It might not. But no one's gonna know, not unless they try it. So, to all the real fans out there, my YouTube subscribers, I thank you guys for listening in. I wish the best of luck to you, whatever choice and decision you make on this game, whether you stick with 19 or Trains 22. So I hope everything works out, and whatever decision you make, I respect your decision. And because truthfully and honestly, they're just trying to rob you for your money. They're not really, they're not like, besides Surveyor 2.0, if you didn't have Surveyor 2.0, you would have never, it would have been a repeat. Honestly, it would have never been anything new. Besides the track that they've added, anything else, you know, basic stuff. And besides, if you didn't have West from Denver with the P42, it just would have been a repeat game. So luckily they got Severo 2.0, but you know, who knows? People just, you know, it's just like, I feel as though it's a repeat, but who knows? You might think different than me. So, anyway, oh yeah, I forgot to mention to you guys, my website did get taken down, not by anyone, it was by myself and my decision, due to a recent situation in the community. So that site has been taken down, but I have to tell you, the site is not gone. I have all my content and all my repaints, it's just not posted and not available. But to those who still respect me out of making reskins and everything else, you can send me a comment, you can, you know, chat with me in the Discord. I'll leave a link in the description to the Discord so you guys can join, check it out, see what you think, and you know, yeah, see how you feel about it. So this is the Washington to Baltimore route. Yeah, so conclusion, it's all your choice. You decide to buy it or you don't decide to buy it, who knows. But the choice is yours, folks. We'll see what decision you make when this game becomes officially released and everything else. But I'm just giving you guys the facts and the truth that this game is just, it's just a repeat. Besides the content, besides everything else, it's the same stuff. There's no new lighting effects. There's nothing really improved. I can even tell you for an instant that when you look at your settings before launching the game, you know, there's been some things that are different, but it's not entirely changed. You know, but if you didn't have the superliners, or you didn't have, you know, the baggage superliner car, it just, you know, it's just sad that this is all they can think of. They don't think of anything else, you know. It's like, it's just very sad that this is all, you know, but you gotta give them credit. They tried. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll keep making more videos and posts about the game, anything new. I'll even make videos of gameplay of it, so you guys stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys. Make that decision. Check in with my Discord, see how things are. Send me a message. Don't be shy. I see a lot of people getting shy nowadays. And obviously, a lot of people are getting banned in my community because they're making mistakes. I tell you, man, people make these choices and they get banned. You get warnings. So, anyway, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and have a good one.